Hello and welcome to Olive Board. In this lecture, we shall be discussing the rich culture and heritage of the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. As you know, Jammu and Kashmir has unique cultural blend and that makes it distinct from other parts of the country. At one time, Kashmir was known as Little Iran because of a strong Iranian influence there, especially with the arrival of the great Iranian saint Mir Syed Ali Hamadani, the founder of Islam in Kashmir. The impact was huge. Slowly, Kashmir turned as the favorite destination for Iranians, and from Iran, religion, arts, crafts, cuisines, literature, and even festivals came into Kashmir. Jammu has been the seat of Rajas and Maharajas, and it enriched the cultural, historical, and social bonds of different ethnic and linguistic groups. Undoubtedly, the monuments constructed by them are specimens of the rich cultural traditions of the place. Let us look at Kashmir handicrafts now. The valley boasts a wide variety of crafts. They range from carpets to intricately carved wooden furniture, shawls, jewelry boxes, and whatnot. Let us look at them one by one. The first handicraft is Kashmiri carpet. The origins of hand knotted carpets, locally known as Kal Bafi, dates back to the 15th century, after which it progressively attained the high degree of perfection. It is said that Sultan Zain ul Abidin brought carpet weavers from Persia and Central Asia into Kashmir to train the local inhabitants. These carpets, made from wool and silk yarn, rank among the finest in the world. Kashmir also excels in manufacturing of silk carpets. Designs and patterns in Kashmir carpets continue to be predominantly inspired by classical Persian and Central Asian rugs. See, from the point of weaving, carpets are broadly classified into two classes: smooth faced carpets and pile carpets. These pile carpets, also known as kaleens, they are being made in the valley since the Muslim rule. And slowly, as it gained perfection, the pile carpet became the national craft of Kashmir. Also, we have Namda. Namda is a form of matting. It is also used as bed covers and mattresses. However, Namdas are in the form of traditional matting spread on the floor to adorn homes. Nubi was the one who conceived the idea of felted carpets made in wool, and hence the name Namda. Also, namdas are made from beaten wool, which is then embroidered over, and it is an important branch of the Kasida industry, also known as the Kashmiri embroidery. And the prices of the quality of namdas vary according to the percentage of wools. The most expensive obviously has the highest percentage of wool. Popularly made qualities include 32% wool, 50% wool, and 100% wool. Then we have Gaba. Gaba is a unique type of floor covering prepared from the old woolens in a variety of form and designs. Baramulla specializes in printed gabas. Then we have the chain stitch rug. It is natively known as the Jalakdosi and are the specialty of Kashmir. These rugs are made on Hessian cloth, which means that it is made from the skin of the jute plant, or handmade cotton cloth, in continued stitch with woolen or silk yarn with a hook type tool natively known as the aura. Chain stitch rugs are used both as floor covering and wall hanging. The next one we are going to see is the Kashmiri embroidery. Like we saw earlier, it is called as the Kasida. Kashmir's embroidery, its rich color, being elaborate in detail, have made it world famous. Nakash draw the patterns mostly from the memory. Undoubtedly, to pull off the gorgeously intricate handcrafted Kasida embroidery, requires an eagle's eye and extreme patience. Also, there are several forms of kasida. The first one is zalakdosi. It is also known as ari work because instead of needle, this hook type tool called ari is used. This embroidery carries an international market and is known as one of the finest and expensive work of art. Due to market demands, this stitch can be found on almost all kinds of furnishing fabrics and many kinds of dresses. The main feature of Zalakdosi is the use of chain stitch in concentric rings to fill a pattern. How to color this filling is left up to the artisan. The next one is Vata chicken. It is a form of embroidery which uses buttonhole stitch to cover large sections of the fabric. And on this form of embroidery, landscapes and crowded scenes are most commonly depicted. The next form is Zozni. In the Zozni form of embroidery, the motifs are created in satin stitch and are worked identically on both the sides. So there is no wrong side of the cloth in this one. Also, on both sides, sometimes different colors are used. For example, red may be on one side and blue on the other. This type of work or stitch is sometimes called as dorkha. Sausni embroidery is, among others, used especially to decorate shawls, especially for the panels along the side of the cloth. The next one is amli. It is a new innovation in kani or jameva shawl. It has a delicate lining with stitches using multicolored threads in elaborate patterns to enhance the new layout of the kani. The next handicraft that we are going to see is the papier mache. Papier mache is one of the most popular crafts practiced in Kashmir. The tradition of the Kashmir papier mache has its origin rooted in the 15th century when King Zain ul Abidin invited accomplished artists and craftsmen from Central Asia. The term papier mache has its origin from France and it means mashed paper. It involves ornamentation in color over smoothed surfaces built of paper pulp or layers of paper. The product range covers ring boxes, pill boxes, boxes of assorted shapes and sizes, flower vases, wall plaques, bowls, etc. The next one that we are going to see is the world famous Kashmiri shawls. About Kashmiri shawls, it is said that of all Indian textiles, none excels in beauty, texture, color, and design as the famous Kashmiri shawl. And note that shawls are produced by two techniques. What are they? They are loom woven or kani shawls and the needle embroidered or the Zozni shawls. And the basic fabric is of three types. They are the shatush, Pashmina, and Rafal. Shatush, also known as the king of wool, passes through a ring and is also known as ring shawl. It comes from a rare Tibetan antelope living at a height of over 14,000 feet in the wilds of Himalayas. The next one is Pashmina. Pashmina is known world over as Kashmiri wool. It comes from a special goat, Capra hircus, living at an altitude of 2,000 to 14,000 feet, reared by shepherd nomads around from famous Pongkong Lake in close vicinity of western Tibet. The third one is Rafal. Rafal is spun out of merino wool tops and is a popular type of shawl. Also note that many kinds of embroidery are worked in shawl or worked on shawls. The Zozni embroidery, the one we saw earlier, is generally done on in a panel along the sides of the shawl. Motifs on the fabric are usually abstract designs or it could be flowers as well. And the prices of different shawls are determined by the fineness of the workmanship and the amount of embroidery present on the fabric. And on the Pashmina shawl, Kashmir's most exquisite embroidery is executed. The embroidery sometimes even covers the entire surface and hence it is also known as the jamewar. and this shawl, by the virtue of it, costs thrice than the other shawls. The next one that we are going to see is the copper and silver ware and basketry. See, floral, geometric, leaf, and even calligraphic motifs are engraved on copper and sometimes even silver to cover the surface with beautiful and intricate designs. They are then oxidized. This work, known as the nakashi, determines the price of the object. Then we have samovar. It is a product of copperware used for serving hot tea. It consists of a small fire cylinder in the middle of the body where fire coal is put. The burning coal is placed inside the fire cylinder of the samovar for keeping the tea hot. Now let us look at basket weaving art. It is one of the world's oldest crafts and is widely practiced in the valley. Willow wicker craft is a hand-skilled craft from Kashmir involving weaving using willow reeds. For this craft, willow wood is most commonly used, which grows plentifully in Kashmir. And one of the most distinctive products of this craft is the kangri. It is a wicker basket used to carry clay pots filled with smoldering coal that local people hold under their flowing parans to keep warm during the freezing winter. Next, let us see wood carving. Carved walnut woodwork is among the most important crafts of Kashmir. Kashmir is now one of the few places in the world where walnut is still available at an altitude of 5,500 to 7,500 feet above sea level. The wood is hard and durable, its close grain and even texture facilitating fine and detailed work. It also presents visually interesting effects with mere plain polished surfaces. In fact, on contemporary products, plain surfaces and small carvings are preferred, especially on trays, tables, balls, and similar items. Katham band is a specialty in Kashmir woodwork and it comprises of ceilings of rooms made from thin panels of pine wood cut into geometrical designs. And builders of houseboats have kept this craft alive. In Kashmir, the shrine of Khwaja Naqshband presents the best example of this type of craft. Next, let us discuss the culture and tradition of Kashmir. Jammu and Kashmir is a diverse blend of various cultures because it comprises of people from different religious and social beliefs. One such is Sufism. Sufism is a mystic tradition within Islam and it encompasses a diverse range of beliefs and practices dedicated to divine love and the cultivation of the heart. It is believed that Sufi music came to Kashmir from Iran in the 15th century. Over the years, it has established itself as a classical music form of Kashmir and has incorporated a number of Indian ragas to it. Next up, we have the costumes of Kashmir. The costumes of Jammu and Kashmir are well known for their embroidery and intricate designs. As you know, it is very cold in J&K, so the form of clothing is designed to suit the cold climate of the region. And hence, most of the garments are made of wool and silk, designed with intricate embroideries and cotton as well. Kashmiri Muslims wear pehran. It is a long, loose gown hanging down below the knees. There is a white turban tied on a skull cap, a close-fitting salwar, and a laceless shoe. It is called as the gurgavi. Also, a white piece of material is hung on the shoulders like a stole. And Hindu men wear churidar, pajama instead of salwar. The women also wear pehran. A Muslim woman's pehran is knee-length, loose, embroidered in front and on the edges, whereas a Hindu woman's pehran touches her feet. After costume come the ornaments. The ornaments in Jammu and Kashmir are designed with immaculate precision and require skilled craftsmanship. The rural people of Jammu and Kashmir adorn circular rings called the kundalas. Nupura. These are anklets worn by the rural women in Jammu. The women of Rajouri district adorn a silver cap or crown known as the chongful. It is worn on the head under the veil. Then there are tika, balu, and kada. The tika is adorned on the forehead, balu is the nose ring, and the band or kada is a gold wrist ornament or bangle usually adorned by the women of Jammu. Jigni and tikka are the types of Kashmiri head jewelry. They are worn on the forehead and are generally triangular, semicircular, and circular in shape. These are made of gold or silver and are fringed with hanging pearls and gold leaves. Let us look at the various types of ear jewelry now. The first one is bala. Bala is studded with turquoise stone attached to a fringe of hanging gold leaves and balls. One of the most popular type of Kashmiri jewelry styles, alcohol, is a type of ear jewelry that rests over either ear or is connected by a chain running over the head. Then we have Deji Hor. Deji Hor is a type of traditional Kashmiri earrings that hangs on a silk thread or gold chain and passes through the holes in the ears pierced at the top end of the earlobes. One of the most famous and most worn Kashmiri wedding jewelry styles, Deji Hor, symbolizes the marriage status of Kashmiri women. A tahor is another ear ornament that makes an important part of Kashmiri jewelry. It hangs over the ears of married women on either side of the head, connected by gold chain running over the head. Made of gold and silver, Kanadur is studded with red, green stones and pearls. It is usually worn by young girls. Khana Viji is a type of Kashmiri earrings which is studded with small pearls, worn as a symbol of marriage again. It is adorned by Kashmiri women on a daily basis. The next one is neck jewelry. The necklaces in Kashmir are usually the triangular pendants made of silver and gold and are suspended on a black cord. Halakban is a traditional choker necklace studded with mirror pieces, rubies, emeralds, and precious gemstones. It has the interlocking sections joined together with the help of a thread. Then let us see the types of wrist jewelry. Gunus. Gunus is a thick bangle made of gold or silver. It has a snake or a lion head embossed at either end. The next topic that we are going to see is the cuisines of Kashmir. See, the delicious cuisines of Kashmir have been influenced by the cooking styles of Iran, Afghanistan, and Central Asia. However, Kashmir cuisine has its own taste, and the flavor of the cuisine comes from the different aromatic spices used in them. One of the specialty foods in Kashmir is waziwan. It is a multi-course meal in Kashmiri cuisine. The preparation of itself is an art, and it is also a point of pride in the Kashmiri culture and identity. Almost all the dishes are meat-based using lamb or chicken with few vegetarian dishes. It is popular throughout the Kashmir. Other noted dishes of Kashmiri cuisine include Rogan Josh, harissa, and riste, etc. Most of the Kashmiri dishes involve the use of curd and asafoetida. Soft chilies and dry ginger are other important ingredients. And the most important, saffron, which was awarded a GI tag, is used liberally in the dishes. Also, dry fruits like almonds, raisins, and walnuts are the most important ingredients of the Kashmiri curries. Rice is the staple food of the Kashmiris, and meat cooked in delicious varieties go with it. Kashmiris pride over the karamsak. It is a kind of a leafy green vegetable, and nadru, which is a lotus stalk, and turnips too. A wide variety of vegetables are also a part of the cuisine of Jammu and Kashmir. Morel mushrooms, or locally known as the guchi, is a special ingredient which is normally used in the festive seasons. Then, for beverages, Kashmiris are heavy tea drinkers. At marriage feasts, festivals, and religious places, it is customary to serve the kawa. It is a green tea made with saffron, spices, and almonds or walnuts. Over 20 varieties of kawa are prepared in different households. This chai is also known as the Mughal chai. The other kind is noon chai or the sheer chai. As you know, noon in Kashmiri means salt. This most popular drink is a pinkish colored salted tea called as the noon chai. It is made with black tea, milk, salt, and bicarbonate of soda. The particular color of the tea is the result of its unique method of preparation and the addition of soda. Now let us look at the music and the dance forms of the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. In Jammu region, we have the following dance forms. We shall discuss them one by one. The first one is the Khud. It is a ritual dance performed in honor of the Lok Devtas. Also, this dance form is mostly performed during nights. It is a spontaneous dance and anyone can participate in the dance. Instruments like the narashinga, flute, drums, etc. are used during the dance. It is the rhythm of music which controls the movement of participants, and generally the number of participants ranges from 20 to 30 members. The next one is Heron. It is a traditional theatre form performed during the Lohri festival by 10 to 15 members. And this style of dance is mostly performed in the hilly regions of Jammu. The next one is the Fumin and the Jagrana. This dance style is performed by the ladies on the eve of groom's departure to in-laws' house. Both the songs are sung by a group of female members comprising of 15 to 20 artists. This traditional dance form depicts the feelings and emotions of women folk. Then we have Guathri. It is a singing dancing combination tradition in which the singers narrate some text which is acted by the Guathri dancers. Then there is Karak. Karak is a narrative ballet sung by a community called the Jogis. They narrate a popular folk tale in their dance style, performed by three members with an accompaniment of a typical folk called Rabab. The next one is Bendhe. It is a chorus singing tradition performed by a specific community of tribal called the Gujar and the Bakerwal. The dance is performed by 5 to 7 members. Now let us see for the Kashmir region. The first one is the Band Pather. It is a traditional folk theatre style combination of play and dance in a satirical style where social traditions and evils are depicted and performed in various social and cultural functions. It is performed by a group of 10 to 15 artists in their traditional style, accompanied by light music for the entertainment of the people. The next one is Chakri. It is the most popular form of Kashmiri folk music. It has some resemblance with chakra of mountainous regions of Uttar Pradesh. Normally, garha, sarangi, rabab were the musical instruments used in the past. But now, the harmonium too has made its way in its presentation. Let us look at some of the other popular performing traditions of Jammu and Kashmir. Rauf. The Rauf is a folk dance form which is mainly practiced by the women folk of the Kashmir Valley. In this beautiful dance form, there are women who line up in the two rows facing each other and perform this beautiful dance during the springtime in beautiful costumes. The dance is a simple footwork which is also called as the chakri in the local language. The next one is the Hafiz Nagma. Hafiz Nagma is based on the classical music of the Kashmir, the Sofiana Kalam. It has its own ragas known as the Muqam. The prominent instrument used in the Hafiz Nagma is called santur, a 100-stringed instrument played with sticks. The next one is Song of Habakkun. Habakkun was a renowned princess poet of Kashmir. Her feelings during her separation from the Yusuf king is depicted in the song. The song is based on the renderings of the Kashmiri music, Surma. This song in Dogri reveals the anguish of a newly married girl whose husband is away in the army. The ever increasing yearning of reunion is depicted through the song dance combination. Next is Bakkal. Bakkal is one such song which is independent of instruments. Bakhan are in verse. The meter is irregular and is determined by modulation in tone. The movement of hand indicates the variations in the note. This is the only form of lyric in Dogri which resembles the Western harmony of sounds without losing its individual note and rhythm. The next one is Geetru, a dance song of Dogra Pahari region of Jammu being performed at the occasion of feasts, festivals, and marriages by rural folk of this region. Male and female Both participate in this dance song in their traditional costumes. This type of dance song is performed at any time of the day as well as in the night. The next one is Banjeshen. Banjeshen is another type of Kashmiri folk dances. It is performed by a group of 10 to 15 artists in their traditional style along with some light music. Next up, we have the Bacha Nagma. Bacha Nagma means adolescent melodious voice. Young boys of Kashmir perform the Bacha Nagma dance, particularly during the harvest season or marriage ceremonies. One of the young boys dresses up as a female dancer performing Hafiza style of dance. The dance is performed only by boys or men dressed as boys. Next up, we have the Vugee nachon. This less popular dance is performed after the marriage ceremony when the bride has left for her new home. Next, we are going to see about the Dandaras dance. Dandaras dance is performed mostly during the time of the Lohri festival. This is a highly professional dance. A model of peacock that is made out of bamboos and colored paper is carried by every group, and every member has a stick in the hand. During the dance, the performers hit the stick in the hand of the other person in different postures. Next, we have the Ladisha. Ladisha is a very famous and holds an important position in the Kashmiri music tradition. The songs are sung resonating the present social and political conditions and are utterly humorous. The singers move from village to village, performing generally during the harvesting period. So that was about the rich culture and heritage of Jammu and Kashmir. I hope you found it interesting. For more such amazing content, keep watching Olive Board. Thank you.